Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. A former peer daycare provider is accused of contributing to the abuse, neglect, or delinquency of a child. A Hughes County grand jury has indicted 41-year-old Brandy Jo Berenger on 2 misdemeanor charges. The state's attorney says her in-home daycare is closed. Also new this midday, a Kyle man admits to hitting a man with his SUV and pinning him up against an apartment building where the victim was later found dead. 28-year-old Scotty Oldhorse pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Court documents say the November 2022 crime happened in the heat of passion after the victim, Harold Top Bear, yelled at him and threw a sweatshirt. A second-degree murder charge was dropped in exchange for his guilty plea. When he's sentenced, Oldhorse faces a maximum of 15 years in federal prison. In other news, the newest member selected for the Sioux Falls School Board says she's, quote, committed to working hard to fulfill the responsibilities that come with this position. Dawn Marie Johnson replaces Cynthia Mickelson. She received more than 70% of the votes in yesterday's election. We'll talk with Johnson about her hopes and goals tonight on KELOLAND News. In weather, it's sunny out there, but we are seeing that haze from the wildfires up in Canada, right, Scott?
That's right, Dan, and that's where I do want to start, where we do have that smoke or haze that's in the air. We're in this northwest pattern or northwest flow, so things continue to come in from the northwest, and that's where they do have a lot of the wildfires to our northwest, and we'll continue to deal with that as long as this pattern continues, and it should continue for a while. Now, in the meantime, we do have, of course, the hazy sunshine. Watertown starting to warm, temperature at 74. We have a south wind at 10 miles per hour, while the surface winds are from the south and eastern KELOLAND. The winds higher in the atmosphere. They're coming in from the north and northwest. And there's a cold front that will continue to travel across western South Dakota. That's why Rapid City has a north wind at 18. And thick cloud cover. In fact, we are watching scattered showers and thunderstorms that have developed across western South Dakota. And these will continue to do that as we do go through the afternoon. Whatever develops, we'll try to move west to east across the area. That's a look at our wall radar. A lot of these setting up just to the south of Rapid City. As you do see them moving to the east, we could see some locally heavy downpours with some of those stronger thunderstorms that do develop. This is over the next 12 hours. Notice how things try to move into central South Dakota by the late afternoon hours and heading into the evening. I think the day will be dry in eastern KELOLAND, and we'll see what holds together as it moves to the east as we go through the late evening hours and into tonight. Temperatures right now are in the 70s. We're at 77 already in Sioux Falls, 76 in Aberdeen. We'll go with a high of 80 in Sioux Falls, eventually falling to the middle 50s for tonight, as we do have that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms during the overnight. Aberdeen to northeastern South Dakota, numbers will hit the lower 80s, hazy sunshine, chance for showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon, heading into the evening and overnight. While into central South Dakota, we'll have temperatures into the 80s with skies becoming partly cloudy. We'll have to watch for developing thunderstorms as we do go into the afternoon and evening. Looks like dry skies probably after midnight, and then by tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the middle 50s. And for western South Dakota, we've had our heating early in the day, and then we'll watch the numbers slowly fall, especially as we get these showers and thunderstorms to roll through. That's rain-cooled air as we'll eventually fall to the 60s for afternoon highs. I'll have more details on your KELOLAND live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. To celebrate our 70th anniversary, we're going back decade by decade and looking at the stories that shaped us. Tonight, we'll take you back in time to the 1990s. During the summer of '94, a young mother named Larissa Dumansky disappeared.
It's been 12 days since the 29-year-old woman was seen walking out of the night shift at Morale. Today, the meatpacker is handing out posters to drivers.
2 years later, a second woman disappeared. The search for Piper Striley led to the arrest of serial killer Robert Leroy Anderson. From high-profile crimes to the plane crash that killed South Dakota Governor George Mickelson, join us tonight at 10 as we look back at the biggest stories of the 1990s. You also want to join us this weekend for our anniversary special, KELOLAND Your Home for 70 Years. It will air on KELO TV on Saturday, May 20th at 7 o'clock Central Time. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan were involved in a car chase while being followed by photographers following a charity event in New York. The pair, together with Meghan's mother, were followed for more than 2 hours by a half-dozen vehicles with blacked-out windows after leaving the event. Harry's mother, Princess Diana, died in a car crash in 1997 while being pursued by paparazzi in Paris. The White House and congressional leaders have appointed senior leaders to head up debt ceiling negotiations on their behalf. The Treasury Department says the government will run out of money to pay its bills by June 1st, adding a sense of urgency to the talks. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
President Biden is leaving for Japan, even as negotiations over the debt ceiling continue.
I've cut my trip short in order to be for the final negotiations and sign the deal with the majority leader.
The president appointed 3 aides to lead the negotiations, including Shalanda Young, the head of his budget office. Young's appointment shows the White House isn't solely focused on raising the debt ceiling, but is also serious about working with House Republicans over budget cuts.
So the structure of how we negotiate has improved. So it now gives you a better opportunity, even though we only have a few days to get it done.
The Biden administration says it's willing to compromise on changes to domestic energy projects and clawing back about $30 billion in unspent COVID relief money. Republicans want to add stricter work requirements for Medicaid and food stamp recipients.
That is a non-starter for many of us in the Democratic caucus. We have to stick to our values.
Congressional leaders say they also discussed raising the debt limit for several more years in order to avoid last-minute crises like this. House Republicans say they're open to that, but not without even more budget cuts.
Anytime somebody wants to raise the debt ceiling more, show me where we want to save more.
Meanwhile, House Democrats are filing a petition to force a vote on a clean debt ceiling with no strings attached. But the petition can't pass without some Republicans signing off. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
On the Senate side, the Democratic and Republican chairs of the Senate Appropriations Committees announced they will begin hearings in June to work on a new budget.